Love, stress, or hate. In today's episode, I'd like to share some thoughts and insights about navigating our world today. As a reminder, every situation we view as happening for us, it's not to us. It's an opportunity to focus inward on love and open your heart and minds to what is possible. Let's go. Welcome back to the Intuitive Mentor Mom podcast, where we explore strategies for practicing more self-love, gratitude, and finding new ways to empower ourselves in this ever-changing healing adventure of life happening for us. I'm your host, Tara Michelle. Let's get started. Welcome back to the show. I would like to piggyback on a comment that I made in the last episode where I was interviewing my son. We're just having a conversation, the fireside chat with my son, which was really fun. But I was talking about, where we're at in the state of the world, the chaos, people plugging into all of the noise and the chaos. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that and really share some perspective on how I navigate this world today. What if I said this entire world that we're watching dismantle? What if I said it was all for us? It's happening for us. And it's happening for us to find more love within our hearts and minds. What would you say if I said that? Well, I am saying that. So what are you saying? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say, if you look at all of the political stuff, education, financial, stock market, everything going on in the world today, globally? What if I said it was all happening for you so that you could find more love within your heart and mind? And I'm curious what that initially brings up for you. So right now I'm going to say a list of words, and I want you to tune into your body and begin to notice what you feel in your body. What thoughts pop up in your mind when I say Trump's in office, tariff wars, U.S. Social Security issues, Canadian Prime Minister changes from liberal to conservative. How about U.S. government changes from more balanced to really heavy conservative? The Pope died. Klaus Schwab stepped down from WEF. Laws and regulations of gender issues. Abortion laws and rights. Border control. Education funding or defunding. Defunding the police. Doge. Ukraine. Russia. China. US. Human trafficking. RFK Jr. Vaccines. So I just shared a list of words, and I want you to listen to what are the thoughts running in your mind, and maybe even feel what's happening in your body, if anything. Some of you may feel nothing. You're like, yeah, so what, Tara? So what? But there might be some of you that are really triggered by some of the things I just said. Now, what if I were to say all of that I just shared is illusions? What do you hear there? And then if I said all of that I just shared are situations that are illusions of a world we constructed through our thoughts and all of our emotions behind those thoughts. I'll say that again. The world you see is an illusion happening for you, constructed through thoughts and all of the emotions behind our global thoughts. At any point, did you hear negative thoughts? Did you hear maybe some complaints or rackets or maybe 2-bit comments? Have you noticed at all if your body's changed, if your body's feeling tense? One thing that I always recognize is like sometimes my shoulders will be all pent up and I won't even recognize it until I'm like relaxing them and thinking, oh, my shoulders were really tense. Is your jaw clenched at all? Do you have a furrowed brow and you don't even notice it? Is there any stiffness in your body? And at any point while I was sharing this, were you experiencing any of the symptoms that I just mentioned? Because I see those as symptoms. Those are symptoms of stress around situations and circumstances that the majority of us have very little control over. So I'm going to say that again. And I am trying to make a point here, but I want you to really think about the symptoms of stress around situations and circumstances that you, myself, and most of the people that we interact with have very little control over. Circumstances that we have little control over, unless, of course, I'm sure there could be somebody that's listening to this podcast that works directly with one of those organizations or one of those people or is somehow directly related with any of those situations. And if that's the case, you have every right to feel and experience whatever you're experiencing because you are impacted by one of those situations because you are directly related to the situation, directly. If you are not directly related to the situation, then you don't have a lot of control in it today, right? So, as I mentioned, except for those who are directly having to deal with that, my next question is what or why does focusing on those situations every day, multiple times a day, what or why? What do they have to do with your immediate life right now? What does it have to do with your children, your friends, you and your friends, you and your colleagues, you and your immediate family, you and your extended family? What does it have to do with any of those relationships in your life and anything happening in your immediate life? I'm going to assert not much. Now, one way it can show up that it has to do with those people is because they are also bitching and griping about those things every day. But let's just imagine we turn all that off and we just say we're going to take a hiatus or a break from the news for 48 hours and we're not going to think about any of it, none of it, unless, of course, you are directly having to navigate it in this very moment. But if you are not, what is it? What is it doing for you? What does it have to do with you or anything in your present moment? I say this because the majority of the people on this planet are walking around talking about and focusing on all of these things that create stress. They create fear. It creates anxiety in your body. And the other wild thing is it creates separation from your family, separation from your community, and ultimately, here's the kicker, ultimately, separation from you and your true essence within you. You have zero time to check in with you because you are so busy and so distracted by all the noise, the rage, the chaos, and the unlimited and unfiltered streaming of the World Wide Web on your phone. Every day, all day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Headline, headline, headline. Real, real, real. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. Friends post anger, rage, post, 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 post. Did you see this? Did you hear about that? Did you know? Did you know? It's like telephone on Uber, multiple steroids, exploding out the brain. And what does it have to do with your immediate life right now? Nothing. And so my question is, as a collective whole, what do we do to actually shift what's happening on the planet right now? Like, if we really wanted to bring the ultimate level of goodness on this planet right now, what could we do? I'm going to share what I think we could do. It is an opinion. And yes, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But this is one I feel very passionate about right now because I walk around hearing people constantly racketing and complaining about things that they see on their phone that they can't or don't have any control over. The election's over, y'all. So you gotta let it go until you can elect, until it's voting time for your state or your county. And then in 4 more years, okay, that's it. Once you've cast that vote, that's it. Unless of course you want to go petition and lobby and do things, hey, knock your socks off. I challenge those who want to go step into that ring and do that. But if you're not, there is nothing to complain about other than allowing the governments or whoever, city officials, state officials, to do their job. Okay? Some of you are probably very triggered and mad at me for saying all this, but I'm going to say it because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. Okay? So what I say is take your power back. That's what I've been trying to do. And I think I've been successfully doing it at times. Taking my power back, not plugging in. Or when people come to me, did you see what Trump did now? You know, like I said in the fireside chat, you want to bitch about what he did, then you got to go all the way back to 1913 when the Federal Reserve was put into place, and then you got to do your research from that day forward. At the end of the day, it's shit on shit on shit on shit on shit, okay? And the constant battle and arguing of two parties back and forth. Okay? There's a lot of, icing on that shit pie. Okay? So unplug and maybe try observing the news. Don't become the news. Because I am definitely not saying don't follow the news. I skim it. I listen for certain things going on. I realize some things are important, but I don't become the news. And if I become the news, that is a trigger for me to know, girl, you are plugged into something that unless you're going to go out and file a petition and start beating a drum and gathering the community to go make a change, then you need to sit back down and get focused on what is right in front of you and what's important. So observe the news. Don't become the news. Observe it and see it from an objective point of view. Do some research around it. Ask questions. But try not making it wrong and just be with, that's interesting. I wonder what will come of that. Do things you love and do them more often and always. What are the things you love? Do the things you love. Start to garden. Invite your friends over for dinner or a barbecue or a fire pit, whatever. Float down the river. Do things you love. Take more 10-minute breaks throughout the day. Step outside, stretch your body, Breathe in the air and stand in nature. Be in nature. Call a friend the moment they pop into your mind and just say hi. Even if it's, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but you've been on my mind and I just wanted to say I love you. Just wanted to say I'm thinking of you. Do that. Don't put it off. Go to sleep when you're tired. Stop scrolling through your phone and go to sleep when you're tired. Your body is tired and it needs some rest. Okay? You want to lower the stress? Get some rest. Plan your next vacation. Even if you say you can't do it. I met people recently that haven't had vacations in like 7 years. I'm like, why would you do that? Because I'm going to get into it. So I'm going to say, I know why we do it. I've done things like that. I know why we do it. Spend more quality time with your loved ones. Spend more quality time with you. Take yourself on a personal date. Have you ever done that? Take yourself on a personal date. Spend more quality time with you. Nurture your body more and feel into your heart. Heal your heart. And that's a lot about what I'm committed to. I'm very committed to. It is time, y'all, to heal your heart. It is time to move back into those spaces that we have left, whether at childhood, whether at adolescent, whatever age that we had some traumatic situation and we left that part of our heart. It is time to move back in, to re-inhabit, to go deep, to do your soul's journey's work and clean out your heart. Remember how I always say the heart is the root and the bulb of your mind. It's the root and the bulb of your thoughts. And your thoughts will create the illusion in the world that you see. So, what are your thoughts right now? Get back to what you love, okay? The idea is to bring more joy and peace to the world. It's to focus on what you can control in your immediate environment right now. Let the government do their thing and you focus on your part right here in this moment, this immediate moment, wherever you are. How can you make a difference and be of service to your immediate moment right now? Is it holding a door open for somebody? Is it giving a compliment? Is it slowing down because you notice maybe you're speeding? Where are you going? Where are you getting to? Relax, right? Relax. It is not your job to worry about all those things out there. It's not your job to worry about what's happening in other countries, unless, of course, you've got family members living there and you're trying to navigate a crisis. Can you be aware of what might be happening? Sure. But is it your job to manage and deal with that in your mind? It is not. So I say all this because I want to ask, does it really make a difference to complain about any of it? Does it make a difference to complain about Trump? Do you feel better? Does it make a difference to complain about any president? Do you feel better? Check in with your energy when you do that. I promise you, you're not going to feel exhilarated. You're going to feel some form of stress. And whatever exhilaration you think you're feeling is probably anger, which again is stress on the body, hatred, you know? It really, and I say his name, I voted for him. So I'm not angry. Lots of people are angry. I voted for him. And hey, there might be people listening to this show and they'll be like, oh my God, you voted for him. I'm never listening to this show again. Cool. Whatever. Not my problem. But I share this because that's what I see in the world. Now, I also have to practice at looking for what I rather see in the world, which is love. But I noticed over the last several weeks, this is what kept coming up. And I was like, this is really annoying and I want to talk about it. Okay. Because none of that stuff makes a difference. The joke is on us as humanity, when we are caught in the cycle of hate, stress, rage, and chaos, the joke's on us. And again, I'm not saying ignore what's going on. I'm just saying you don't need to become what's going on. And I've talked about this in a number of episodes. We become what we feed ourselves, what we put in our mouth, what we put in our eye and our view, what we put, through hearing, we're listening to music, we become that. And what is needed more in this day right now is love, peace, and joy. I know I need more of that, and I practice implementing that on a daily basis. You need more of that. Take your shoes off, step outside, put your feet in the grass or on the concrete, even on the wood deck, on the patio. Breathe in the air and allow yourself to feel peace and joy. Place your hand over your heart and breathe in. You and only you have control over that choice and option. You and only you have control over that choice. It is a choice for you to choose love, peace, and joy. And when you're not choosing that, that's on you. So what are you going to do about it? How will you choose to take your power back? I know this sounds like a far off idea, and many people might say, Tara, this is really dumb. It's not possible. Or maybe they might even think it's not responsible. Whatever, blah, 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 blah. Whatever people have opinions about, I really believe this is possible. And I really believe that this is the answer to a lot of what we are coping with every day, the overwhelm of the chaos, what we see as chaos, destruction, dismantling. That's how we see it. And again, it's a choice. So start to look for where the love is present in your world. Start radiating that frequency. That's what I say my part is. This is my part. My part is to spread love and joy and peace in the world. Spending time worrying and complaining about all that stuff is only going to have me miss the ladybug that needs to be rescued from my pool. Seriously, those are things that I see when I step outside and take a break. I see a little ladybug trying to get out of the pool, and I rescue it. If I'm plugged into those things, I miss those things. I might even miss, the baby bunnies that were born under our deck. But I didn't. I got to see those. I actually got to pick a few up. Those are moments that I look for. I'm looking for things of that nature. When I stay unplugged from that negativity, I get to plug into what's right around me right now. I get to see that my child taught himself how to sell and make money with things that he has on eBay. And that was amazing to me. Those are the little things. It's those little things in life that you might miss. You might miss that the birds are migrating right now and there's certain types of birds flying through your backyard. You might miss that. That's the beauty. That's the love. And I encourage you to look for where love is present in your life. See it all around you. Unplug from the machine. So when you stay plugged in to the outer noise, like I said, you will miss that beauty. You'll miss the grace and the glory that is happening right in front of your eyes. Don't allow the machine to make you. It's time for you to make that machine. You create it. So I love all of you. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. I'm going to have some more interviews with people coming up here shortly. and actually some prayers, some beautiful prayers that um, I've been in what do you call it, certification class the last week. And my mentor, who's absolutely amazing, Tracy L. Clark, I just love her. She's written a couple books, but she has some prayer books that are really awesome. And somebody had brought them to our attention today. And I was like, oh my God, that's right. And so I'm going to share some of those prayers on the podcast because they're just beautiful. They're really beautiful. But I do want to leave all of you with this today. And it really is time to unplug. Don't let the machine make you. You make the machine. You make the matrix. You make the illusion. And make it through love. Don't be controlled. Stop allowing that energy to determine and dictate your well-being. Because that's what it's doing to all of us. And it's time for us to take our power back and unplug. Spend more time with you. Spend more time with your loved ones. And be grateful and be in gratitude for all that you have all around you. So I love you and I thank you. This was my little racket for this week, but I really felt passionate about getting it out there and just saying, hey, y'all, let's do this. Let's do this together, because that's what it's all about. It's about bringing love and joy and peace back into your mind, body, and spirit, which then empowers you. It lifts you. It enlightens you. It brings you more health and more vitality to your body. And you deserve that, because you are a child of God. You are the most amazing, miraculous difference maker on this planet. And we can't do it without you. So that's what I want to leave everybody with this week. Thank you so much. I love you. Have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next episode. And hey, please do me this favor. If you have been liking the content on my show, it is I will be so grateful and so honored for 5 stars or even comments or reviews. Please, that always helps. It helps my channel grow or the podcast grow. So thank you to anybody who wants to, do that with me or for me. I love that. And it's hard for me to ask for those things because I have it I don't need to ask for that because I don't want to ask for that because people don't want to do that. But no, I'm asking for that. So if you could do that, I would love that. But anyways, I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next episode. Have a great, blessed week. Love you. Take care. Thank you for coming on this healing adventure today. If you're starting to see how everything is falling into place for you, consider rating the show and sharing it with one of your friends. Keep that spirit alive and join me next week, same place, same time. Have a great week.